Howdy! Welcome back to SlydeBytes. Sorry for a little bit of an extended play intro there, but I am having a really darn good time with this amplifier. First off, introduction. Welcome to SlydeBytes. This is a budget guitar and gear review channel. All the gear you see on this channel is my own. No one is currently providing me anything, unless it is a gift from a family member or a friend or something like that. This is an early birthday gift. I found this randomly on sale. But we'll discuss that here in a minute. But yeah, so guys, super excited today. This is the first Marshall I've ever owned. This is the wonderful Marshall Code 50 amplifier. Now, if you're not familiar with the Code 50, this is a digital modeling amplifier with a 12-inch speaker, 50 watts of power, and it is amazing. I'll be very honest with you from the get-go. This is a really good amplifier, in my opinion. It's a little bright, but I'm working on it. I've been playing with it for a little less than 2 weeks, so there's still some things I'm learning, but I'm getting used to it. So let's go ahead and let's discuss a little bit. So first off, we are playing the Schecter C6 Plus. Look at this gorgeous guitar. Look how glossy and shiny. Just, oh, even the fretboard and the frets are just so shiny. This guitar is amazing. I love it. Anyway, we're in drop C sharp. But yeah, this guitar is excellent, and I figure, you know, this whole rig together, this would be, for the price I got this, and for the price I got this, you're looking at about $600 guitar rig right here. Pretty awesome. Or if you went with the Bach Katana. Say hi to Wally. There he is, sleeping up there. See? This is my other wiener dog. Anyway, or you can go with the Bach Katana 50, which is sitting together because I just got done making that video. Yeah, so you can buy either one of these for the price I got is about $600. Pretty awesome. That's a really good deal. Anyway, so I got this for $250 from Sweetwater.com. It's a demo deal, which means basically either, you know, briefly owned, or it was like a sales floor demo or something like that, I'm guessing. Everything I've ever purchased from Sweetwater's demo program has been excellent. Like, you wouldn't know. This thing, the box is a little crinkled, and there's not a spot, a flaw of any kind on this thing. It is, I mean, gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous amplifier. And I know it looks like just a basic box here, but let me go ahead and show you, like, so look at that beautiful bulb. I mean, the whole thing. And honestly, something cool about this is that you can use an app to control all this, or you can pretty much just use the panel, because there's not really any difference. Everything you can do on the panel or on the phone is on the panel, and vice versa. Except for probably, I guess, maybe downloading presets. I guess that'd be. You can USB this, or you can just use the Marshall Gateway app, which is what I was using. You have SlydeBytes Metal, which I love seeing my name going across that screen up there. But I have SlydeBytes Metal, SlydeBytes Clean, and SlydeBytes, or I'm sorry, and Gun EL84 combo, which does do some punk rock, some bluesy stuff on that one. Clean is what you heard in the intro, the very beginning, and Metal is what we were finishing off that intro riffing on. And you can see the amps, and what's really cool is you can go in and edit you have effects and everything. I don't have any on right now on this, but yeah, you have all these effects built in, and you have different delays, and you can go in here and change the type of delay or reverb. I do have a distortion pedal on distortion mode with, I think this is the JCM 800. And I don't use the cab sims. Now that is, I will go ahead and say that from the get-go. My biggest gripe about the Marshall Code 50 is I don't like the cab sims. I find them to be very not good. I'm not trying to be mean, but I do find they are lacking in tone. They're just kind of open sounding or boxy sounding. Some are okay, some aren't. Here, we'll just throw on. This is this has 99 presets built in. I overrode a few to make my own because I have 3 main tones I really feel like I use, and I probably will make a couple more presets in the future, and I might demo those on here. I haven't tried this with pedals yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and get that up front. I will probably make that video together, and my experiences with it will be pretty fresh, because I haven't tried it yet, because I'm not really sure how I want to go about it. Do I want to do a whole new preset that's flat? Do I want to find a flat, one on here? I don't know. I usually make, when I do that sort of thing, I make a clean channel. On the Boss Katana, I just turned off all the gain and just threw it in, and because most of those tuning settings were already my settings anyway. This one's a little different. I'll have to actually go in and change some stuff up. So we'll just see. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to approach that would be. So I will get back to you on the pedal side of things. But as for what this is an amp with a built-in everything and controllable through an app, or on this, really easy rotary dials and push-button interface and the panel. It's a really easy amp to use. By the way, it does have a foot controller, headphone in, and a media input, an aux in. Wow, I'm having a moment, guys. Anyway, so you have the option of using you can use headphones with this. You can use an optional foot controller. I don't have it because I just use this. It's fine. But yeah, let's go ahead and just find something here. This is called Marshall Fury, and it has a cab sim in. It's using the 1960 X cab sim. So here, let's go ahead and turn on some volume here. See what I mean about being boxy? Now, what I will say, you can edit that and try to fix that yourself. You can go in to this, you can change your cabs, you can change your power amp section, so you can change that all up. You've got like British Class A, American AB, Vintage Marshall 30, or Classic Marshall 100 here, and you've got all these different preamps you can select through. Everything from Silver Jubilee to OD American and like acoustic sounding amplifiers. You've got all kinds of options here to mess with. So you do have a lot of tone changing ability. And one cool thing is you can go through and go on this, and you can shut off each of those sections individually, or you can change your presence and resonance settings, and you can do all that same stuff on the panel, on the front, or on the top of the amp as well. I just find it easier to use the app because that's just my preference. I'm at least technologically inclined enough to be able to handle this, and actually this is just way easier for me. But you can also do all the same stuff on the panel on here, no problem whatsoever. So that is also really cool. So moving into where I was going, let's go ahead and just shut off that power, or the cabinet sim, and try that again. I like that. That sounds really good. So usually what I do is I shut off the cab sim, and I have pretty much running full presence and resonance on mine because I want it to sound a little bit, more full. But I might need to make some more tone adjustments. Again, I've been playing with this for 2 weeks, but I do work full time, so I've been doing what I can as I can. But that's just a good example of how much better that sounds without that cab sim. I didn't change anything else on here. We're still on Marshall Fury. So I don't tend to like those very well, but again, you have all these presets, and you can go to the cloud and you can find other people's presets that they've made or things like that, artist presets. Yeah, and there's just a lot of stuff you can do here, and it's really a cool amplifier. And so to go back up to the top panel, and so again, this is what I was talking about with you have your foot controller, your aux in, your headphone. Here's your edit button, your preset button. You can see it's telling me the name of the preset, which we can roll around and go back and forth, which is really easy. I really like that. There's my name going across here. That's really cool. You have a very simple exit and store ability, and this is also, you hold, I think it was these two buttons down to, or maybe it was these two. I think it was these two. Anyway, you hold just a couple buttons down to sync your Bluetooth, and because this is all Bluetooth controlled. Super cool. Love that. It's like the Nux and or the New X, I should say. My New X, My Light BT, had a baby with the Boss Baton. This is what came out. And you also have your cab sims, your power, amp, your reverbs, delays, mods, your amp itself, and which would be preamps, you can't talk. Your pre-effects, I mean, you have all this really cool stuff, and it does have a built-in tuner. You have your gain control, bass control, middle, treble, volume, and master control for the volume, and your USB port. I mean, this thing is super straightforward, and you can, again, do all that. Let's go ahead and find a setting on here with some effects, just so you guys can kind of see. And actually, let's go ahead and do one more thing, because there is a lot to go through on this. Let's go ahead and just pick Stadium Hero here. So if you want to change something on here, you can just slide up and down and change values as you want. And if you move without saving it, it will reset this. But yeah, you can change all that stuff. You can go in, you can add different effects, pedals, and things like that over here and do the same thing. Or if you don't want to do it that way, you can always double tap and actually type in the numerical value you want. Really cool. And again, you can do all that same stuff on there. It's just a matter of rolling the dials and clicking through and adjusting that way. Doesn't make a huge difference as far as which method you choose. The tones will be the same. Okay, so let's go ahead and just go back to that. And let's go ahead and go back to Stadium Hero, and it's now reset. And actually, let's go ahead and turn on my chorus pedal. Now we have a chorus on, and let's go ahead and turn on the vintage delay as well. So now we got everything on here. So you have a Stadium, reverb, a vintage delay, chorus, and auto wah. We got all kinds of stuff on. And so now we're on the Stadium Hero preset. So let's go ahead and play with this for a second. Turn my volume back up. And I am going to actually shut off that cab sim. Let's change the chorus over to a flanger. So that's now changed. And let's shut off that, shut off the auto wah. And now, course, you can probably get better tones than me if you really, what I'm getting here, I'm just going through it, because there's just a lot of stuff you can edit on this, and that's what I think the Marshall Code 50 really stands out to me for. This is a tinker's dream amp. This amp is perfect for someone that wants to sit down and tinker with their amplifier and get into the nitty-gritty fine details and actually make this thing sound like what they want. Like this is honestly my dream. This is something I can easily access all the stuff. I can edit it how I want. I have pedals built in here. This is a quick solution gigging option for me that I would gig this, absolutely. I would feel the same way about the Boss Katana 50. So don't think that I'm saying that this is better than the Boss Katana 50. It's just a different, to me, they sound different. I think if you listen to that video I did prior, if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it because it's interesting. You hear me, you know my tone, you know it's my playing, you know it's my riffs I play on this channel all the time. And you hear, either way, you know it's gonna be me. It's my tones, it's my playing style again, but you still hear the amps are different. But you can still recognize who is playing. It's cool. I think that's a really neat thing. They're both just a little bit different. I think the Katana is a little bit fizzier. And actually, if you look, the cab is actually smaller, and it's actually an open back cab versus a closed back, bigger cabinet. I'm partially experienced. I mean, I don't know if I can scoot this back farther and you can kind of see, like the Marshall's just a bigger amp in general. And that cab size and the closed back does change the bassiness of the whole amplifier. So that's something that's you should take into consideration when you are considering this purchase. So yeah, I know there's a lot here. This is going to be kind of a longer video, but there's just a lot to talk about with the Code 50 because there's a lot built in, and I really do think this is an excellent option for someone who is just either bedroom guitarist and you don't have a lot of room for pedals, or someone who just wants a quick option to gig with. You don't even really need the foot controller. If you have a decent battery life on your phone, you can just sit your phone there and swap through if you get your volume levels all matched right for your environment. You need to change parameters. It's super easy to change them in, and you can save real quick on the fly. It's a handy amplifier, and I really think this is a great option. And you know, the change name, you just double tap and you can change all that stuff. It's just cool. Like it's really neat. I am really enjoying it, and for being a digital amplifier, I think it sounds great. I don't even know why they use cab sims, because honestly, I think the speaker that's in this thing, despite being a little bright, is a great speaker. This thing sounds good. I highly recommend this amplifier. It's usually around $300. I got it for 250 bucks again as a demo deal, but I was spotless. Keep an eye on Sweetwater for those deals, guys. They're a great option. I have never had any trouble with anything I've ever bought from Sweetwater. On demo deal or brand new, it's always been excellent. So I do highly recommend that, and you know, don't be afraid to buy those demo deals because they are really good, and they'll tell you if there's and show you pictures if something is damaged. So that's really cool. I appreciate the honesty. Otherwise, this thing just looks cool. It looks Marshall, and it has the vibes, the sounds, the tones. You can do so much with it. And I just barely gave you a very small demo of what you can do in this amplifier. All in all, it does have some of that digital fluffiness you can expect from digital amps. It's just going to be how it is. But how much does that make a difference? If you listen to the playing video, you can hear it, but I think honestly it still sounds really good. I could gig either of these and be fine. It's one of the things you do need to take your time with and make really, you know, you're going to have to really set your tones and dig in. But once you do that, now if you don't want to do any of that and you don't like all this tech, or you don't want to fill those buttons, maybe just go with something like the Blackstar W50 or something like that. It's more straightforward. Because I get that, because this stuff can be frustrating. It's also frustrating when you get it all set and you accidentally swipe and forget to save, and now you gotta do it all over again. I've done that. So there's pros and cons, but in general, there's a lot more good going on here than bad. Thank you so much for watching SlydeBytes. I appreciate all of you who keep coming back and watching the channel. You guys mean the world to me, because the positivity has been great. It really has. Keep me going. I really appreciate all of you. Please like and subscribe if you feel like I've earned it, because that really does go a long way to helping this little channel grow, because I really want to help people find good deals, get people interested in playing guitar, and help this passion of mine grow and help other people find their way into it. And also, please check me out on SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and here on the community page on YouTube. I'm posting a lot. I make a lot of original music, both blues and metal and other content. like that on Instagram and SoundCloud, and I also do a lot of just, I like to share everything from all those places into Twitter and Facebook, so it's a condensed format. And obviously here on YouTube you get my reviews, and you also get my fun polls and things like that over on the community page and sneak peeks of what's coming up. Thanks again so much for watching. Appreciate all of you. Keep shredding, partners. Coming back at you soon with more content. Later.